What if I told you your obsession with being busy, grinding harder, and sacrificing your time might actually be blocking your wealth? Because a lot of people don't realize this. Being exhausted isn't a flex, and burning yourself out isn't a wealth strategy. In this video, we're going to unpack the hard money wound, aka the limiting belief that making money has to be a struggle, or making money is very hard. We're going to break down what it is, where it comes from, how it shows up in your life, and why it might be silently sabotaging your ability to receive more without sacrificing your soul. So we've already looked at the money shame wound, the limiting belief that I'm not worthy of wealth, and the evil money wound, the limiting belief that being rich is bad or evil. And now it's time for the golden child of hustle culture, the one people wear like a badge of honor, the one that makes busy feel virtuous. And yes, this is a part of a 6-part series on the 6 core money wounds. Let's begin with the belief at the heart of this wound. Money is never going to come unless I work harder and harder. Sound familiar? It's the belief that you have to push for every penny, that effort equals worth, that if you're not doing more, then you're not doing enough. And so people get stuck in the trap of overextending themselves, adding more clients, more hours, more side hustles, more pressure, thinking that the next level of income is just one more push away. And to be fair, we've been taught this since we were kids. A lot of us grew up in environments where hard work was praised while rest was seen as laziness, where free time was a luxury, where struggle was normalized. And even now, if you're not careful, you might still feel guilty for resting or unproductive if you're not constantly doing something useful. This wound thrives in cultures that glorify busyness. In fact, studies show that in some countries like America, over 60% of people say they're too busy to enjoy life. Many workers feel guilty about taking time off, even for illness, because somewhere along the way, we internalize the idea that rest is weak and work is worthy. But that's not how it works everywhere. In countries like Australia or across parts of Europe, it's completely normal to take extended vacations, unplug from work, and actually prioritize enjoyment. When people from more hustle-heavy cultures are exposed to that lifestyle, it can be quite shocking. Like, wait, you're telling me you get weeks of paid leave and no one's breathing down your neck about productivity? Exactly. That contrast is proof that our beliefs around money and effort are not universal truths. They are learned behaviors, and the hard money wound is just one expression of that conditioning. Now here's where it gets interesting. Even when you do become more efficient or level up, if the wound is still running the show, your brain will find a way to pile more on. You tick off your to-do list? Cool. Now let's add more to it. You work a 50-hour week? Great, let's try 60. You finally reach a financial goal? Sweet. Now hustle even harder to maintain it. It never ends because the underlying belief is still I must sacrifice to succeed. This is how wealth gets blocked. Because your subconscious doesn't trust easy money. It doesn't trust stillness. It thinks receiving without effort is unsafe or even wrong. You might even find yourself side-eyeing people who receive money in easy ways, like inheritance, passive income, or luck. That inner voice starts whispering things like, must be nice. Some of us have to work for it. Nothing in life comes free. But here's the truth. That voice isn't judgment, it's envy. And envy is just desire in disguise. It's the part of you saying, I want that too, I just don't believe I'm allowed to have it. And when that part starts to get louder, it's a sign you're ready for a new paradigm. One where money doesn't require your suffering, where ease is allowed, where being doesn't have to be constantly earned through doing. Now, let's talk about the signs of the hard money wound, because this wound isn't always obvious. It often masquerades as ambition or drive, But here's how you know you might be in it. You're always busy, like painfully, performatively busy. You struggle to fully unplug, even on vacation. You secretly resent people who seem to get things easily. You delay joy until you've earned it. You over-identify with your productivity. Like, if you're not producing, who even are you? You may also find delegation hard, because deep down, you don't believe anyone else can carry the load. And ironically, you feel most validated when you're juggling all the plates. This wound can show up in your language too. I bust my ass for everything I have. The harder I work, the more money I make. Money doesn't grow on trees. I'll rest when I've earned it. But what if I told you rest is productive, receiving is allowed, and money doesn't have to be hard? Now, before we close, I want to gently zoom out and show you where this kind of wounding can lead if it's left unhealed. Not as fear, but as truth. Because most of us live out the hard money wound in subtle ways. Burnout, overworking, never feeling like we've earned rest, but some people are living out the extreme version. I'm talking about stories like Maria Kovalchuk, this lady here, a young Russian model who was found in Dubai with a broken spine, broken legs and broken arms after she had attended one of those Dubai porta potty rituals, a disturbing and degrading world where women are paid large sums of money to be defecated on by wealthy men. People say she just did it for the money, but that's not the full story. This wasn't just a one-off desperate decision. This was a result of deep-rooted scarcity, unhealed money wounds, and financial trauma entrenched over years of believing her only value was in what she could sacrifice. Energetically, it says, I don't have the power, they do. Vibrationally, it's a match to desperation, humiliation, and survival, not abundance. And spiritually, it reflects a complete disconnection from self-worth, the belief that money is more valuable than the soul carrying it. When someone ends up in a situation like that, what we're really seeing is a painful cocktail of multiple money wounds colliding. The money shame wound, which is rooted in the belief that I'm not worthy of wealth, and the safe money wound, I'm not safe unless I have a lot of money. If you haven't watched my video on the money shame wound, I encourage you to go check it out after this. It'll help you understand how these beliefs form and how sneaky they can be. The point here is not to judge, it's to understand, because not everyone in survival mode is visibly suffering, and not every money wound looks like working overtime at a desk job. Sometimes it looks like performing for power, trading dignity for security, or saying yes to things you hate because you don't believe you have another option. And when someone doesn't feel worthy of wealth, they'll do anything to get close to it, even if it destroys them. Healing this wound doesn't mean you stop working. It means you stop suffering. You start choosing ease when ease is available. You start trusting that money can come through aligned action, not just sacrifice. And you start allowing your nervous system to feel safe in stillness. Because here's the real flex: being abundant enough to pause. If you're tired of trading time for dollars, if the pace you've been working is starting to wear you down, if being busy no longer feels like a badge of honor, but more like a burden, then maybe it's time to unlearn, time to receive differently, time to heal the hard money wound. And if you're ready to go deeper, I've created a money shadow work journal to help you start untangling these deep money beliefs and wounds. It's gentle, powerful, and designed to meet you exactly where you are. I'll leave the link below. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you in a jiffy.